All right, what is this? How do I get rid of it? It's kind of cool though. Actually, this is cooler. I think there's no, that's cool. So I've been using Camo Studio for some time now, and I recently upgraded to Camo Studio Pro, and that's all thanks to their team. I actually reached out to them because I've been using it for so long, so I was like, hey, maybe they'll sponsor me or, you know, give me the full version because I really like the software and I want to get access to a lot of the, you know, full version features, the unlocked premium features. So I reached out and they said yes. So this is a really good program and I would like to show it to you guys. Definitely consider it if you're a content creator or you do any sort of video recording, editing, and stuff like that. This app just makes it so much easier, and it's available, you know, both Windows and Mac. The cool thing with it is, you know, I can use my smartphone's camera to record right onto my actual computer, and so that's been a game changer for me because now I can just record these videos right onto my computer where I also, you know, edit them. So when I edit them in Final Cut Pro, I don't have to, like, you know, transfer anything from my phone to my computer. It's already on my computer. I can just start editing. Right off the bat, I want to talk about the setup and connection. So on the left panel here, you have all the controls. So this is where you connect your device. So it can be your smartphone, your built-in webcam, or if you have anything else, you can have other applications or other cameras as well. So this just shows you what camera. So I just connected to my S24 Ultra. That's what I have it connected to right now. And then here you can select which camera lens or which camera you want to use actually on the phone itself. So, you know, my S24 Ultra has like 4 cameras, so I can pick whichever one I want to use. I think the best one is like a telephoto 20 or telephoto 12 megapixels. Here's telephoto, another 12. And as you can see, the quality is insane. I can do the ultra wide. I can do the regular wide. I like the regular wide. I think this gives the best quality. And then obviously here you can set the resolution. And I think for most of this, you need the pro version of the software to unlock like 4K features and stuff like that. Usually they cap it at 720p or 1080p. So you do need the pro version if you want to get 4K. So I have that now. So I'm at 4K. And then you have the audio option. So you can record using your MacBook, or if you have any external, it will show all the audio. You know, if you have like external mic or something, you'll see it there as well. So that's a neat feature. I usually just use my MacBook and then I do post-production to enhance my audio overall. And that's what I primarily use. There are some presets for like how, if you have like, you know, if you want to give it like a vibe to your video. This is saturation buff. So it just like, you know, enhances the saturation. This takes off any saturation, kind of grayed out. Or you can do completely mono. There are other ones as well. This is like a 1980s vibe. Interesting. Synthwave, 1980s. You have Topical Hawaii, Orc Attack. Just look like Hulk. Okay, interesting. This is like lemon theme. Anyway, so I usually don't use any of these presets. They also have options to put overlays and like watermarks. So, you know, if you are that type and you want to put like watermarks and like put your information and things like that, you can easily do that. They have all those options. I usually don't do any of that. I just go with the default. There's a framing section here, which is neat because you can frame it however you want, or I usually just you know, do whatever framing it defaults to, and then I can crop it and edit it in post-production. And that's how I usually record my videos, and then in post-production in Final Cut Pro, I will edit it. But as you can see, you can like rotate it, you can zoom in, zoom out, you can change the orientation or the view on things like that, but I usually just keep it to 0 and default. So that's pretty much it for what's on the left menu, and this is like the setup and initial connectivity. So the way to get your phone here, I missed that part, is the fact that you have to download Camo Studio on your phone itself, or your iPhone, your tablet, whatever device you're using, or whatever device camera you want to use as, you know, the camera and the software. So you do have to download the app. So on my Android, I have downloaded Camo Studio, and that's how it's linking. So one neat feature is you can do it wirelessly. If you have good Wi-Fi, I would recommend wirelessly because, you know, less wires. Like right now, my setup is kind of a mess, and maybe I'll show it once I'm done recording this. I can kind of show my setup, but that's because my Wi-Fi here is not the best. So I don't have the best Wi-Fi here, so that's why I just go with wired. And usually I found that had to have better performance than using Wi-Fi because I don't have the best Wi-Fi signals down here. But before, in my old location, I would be able to use Wi-Fi because I had better connection over there, and that did it for the most part. And I always like that because, you know, less cables. But I don't mind the cable stuff as long as the quality is good. I am happy with it. So I already mentioned this, but the neat feature is that, you know, I can use my smartphone camera. So the S24 Ultra has insane cameras, and I can use that as my camera to record these videos, and that is super neat. And the nicest part, or why I really like the software, is the fact that it records right onto my MacBook, so I don't have to, like, you know, transfer the file over to my MacBook to get it over to Final Cut Pro to edit. It's already on my computer, you know, I can just pull it over to Final Cut and start editing. So that's why, you know, when I first initially found out about the software, and that's what I was kind of looking for, I want to use my S24 Ultra's camera, you know, that's the key point, and have it recorded right onto my computer, and that's what it does, and this is super neat. I do wish it allowed, like, you know, Sony cameras or other external cameras as well. Maybe it does. I haven't quite tried it. I do have a Sony camera, which I'm actually using to record right there. I've tried it, but I think I need additional software or maybe cables and stuff to really get that going, because it has not been, you know, worked. It has not worked for me, so I'm not fully sure about that. But if any of you guys know how that is done, let me know. Let's deal more into the actual camera controls and settings. You know, I already kind of mentioned this, but as you can see, I have it at 4K, 60 Hertz, or 60 frames per second. And then, so this is landscape, and I can do portrait, and this is what I usually use for the shorts that you guys have seen. So this is my shorts. I usually do the vertical video like this, and that's what I use to film those. So 4K, 60 frames per second, it records onto my computer. And obviously you have a ton of other, you know, framing and options for resolution. So I've used this from time to time if I want to basically just have more to edit, or, like, you know, more stuff showing in case maybe I run off a frame at one point or something like that. I can just crop it, or in post-production I can adjust it. So it gives you all these capabilities. So I can, you know, change the resolution to whatever I like. Like, this is insane, but some of these resolutions are really cool. Feels like professional stuff. This has all the things you need. This is kind of cool. It kind of feels like a film, like a movie. Okay, maybe I'll try this sometime. But like I said, I usually just stick to this for my videos. So that's what I usually use, and I'm happy with that. But for these long form videos, obviously I want to do the landscape mode, so it fills up the whole screen, but that's the other stuff. Moving on to the image enhancements and AR features. So on this end, obviously you can change the background, or, you know, in terms of if you want to blur it out. So this is the, like, portrait mode, and you can even blur it out even more. I rarely use this mode because I do want to give some, I like my background, but I don't want to fully show it in fully detail because I want me to be the focus. So I like it in this mode. And then you have options, so you can add filters. So usually you can add filters when it's not blurred out or something, I believe. Well, it's not showing me any right now, but there's one where it's popped, like it will have you in color and everything else is grade. You can import a lot, so if you have your own, you know, color grading theme package or something, or a lot that you want to add, you can do that. I've never actually tried that, but, you know, it's an option there. And then you have these AR features, which is like add stuff, overlays. So this lightning, it adds some lightning on my face. You have this 3D kind of, what is this? Chromatic. It's kind of trippy. There's a big head, which I've used this before. I think this is funny. You can look like a jaguar. Okay, and then you have the cat on the head. Oh, that's funny. But yeah, this one's pretty funny. You have beauty. I think this just is like enhances or smooths your skin and like makes your eye looks like, gives that spark to your eye. I've used this from time to time, but I don't really need it. You have invisible. There's sketch. So my room is an artwork now. This is actually pretty cool. You have 8-bit, which is also pretty cool. Maybe you can make type of cartoon videos. I don't know. I've never used this. You have basic portrait where it just, you know, blurs the background, and this is neat. I've used this from time to time. I like this. You have mute background, so my background is muted, and the only thing that's moving is me. You have emoji face, so you can put an emoji. And you have face follow, which is actually the coolest thing. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. All right, so usually I just keep it at basic portrait or beauty if I want to enhance the look a little bit, but usually the beauty goes away when you enable the background for some reason. I don't know if you can do that. Yeah, it's weird. So you can only enable beauty if you have the full background shown, but I usually can blur the background in post-production, so that's not a problem for me. Down here you have all these image adjustment stuff, so you can adjust the exposure. You can do it manually, or you can let them do it auto. So you can also balance white. You can turn on the flash for your phone or whatever. Like my phone flash is on right now. I don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, so this white brightness thing you're seeing right now, that's my phone flash, and I'm going to turn it off. So it's off, so it's not as bright right now. Oh, that kind of hurt my eye now. I have like black spots on my eye. Anyways, exposure and stuff, I can turn that off. I usually don't turn on any of this stuff, so you can also, adjust the brightness. So I can make it really bright, I can make it really dim. Usually don't adjust any of this. You can adjust the hue, the saturation. I don't know why this is not available right now. Maybe. Okay, it only works up to 1080p. Okay, that's fine. You have contrast, gamma. You have sharpness. So you can really make this super sharp. Stuff like that. Okay. Gamma is kind of cool actually. This kind of gives like a cinematic vibe. So if I turn on gamma and then go to this aspect ratio, how's it feel? Anyways, let's just go back to my default. But yeah, this is all pretty neat in those aspects. So if you're a professional and you really want to edit, like, all these settings, go ahead, feel free, you can do all of that. Personally, I just stick with the basics because I do a lot of my post-production editing stuff on Final Cut Pro rather than on this software. This software is mainly primarily for recording, and it records in good quality because it allows me to use my S24 Ultra camera, and that's my primary goal. So in terms of recording, you have this pause play, so I can pause it, which actually helps because when I pause it, it prevents my phone from heating up. So right now my phone is really hot. It's not that hot, but I paused it, so kind of cool down, and then I can unpause it when I'm ready to record. So a lot of the time, maybe I'll take a break to kind of look through the scripts or kind of, adjust myself to get an idea of what I want to talk about. And then, so in those times I'll pause it, and then I'll unpause it and then record. So I'll pause, and then when I'm ready, unpause, and then here you have the record button. So, and you can pick where it saves to. So for me, I just save it to movies, folders, and then you just hit record. Then it'll show you a timer, it also shows it up here as well. So it's recording right now, so this is cool. And it records right out to my computer. So recording features and stuff is all cool and done, relatively easy. On pause. Okay, that's cool. So with the recording stuff, it's super neat, the fact that I can just record onto my computer. And I've already said this like maybe 3 times or 4 times already, but that's the main reason why I use the software and why I love it so much. Finally, moving over to the pros and cons and what I really like about this and what could actually be improved. So if the company's watching this, these are good feedback I would suggest. But as you'll see, a lot of the issues that I do have may not be the software, it may be my setup and the hardware that I have. So starting with pros, it has excellent quality. So I can record 4K at 60 frames per second. Amazing. Like, that's all you need. This is like top-notch quality, especially for my YouTube videos that I make. And they look clean and sharp, and that's what I really need. So excellent quality in terms of recording. I believe you do need the pro version if you want to access 4K on your iPhone and stuff like that. So that's where, some of the pro features come in. And we'll talk about the pricing in a minute, but for now, you know, I love the quality. I love the fact that when you are connecting your phone wirelessly or wired, it's instant. It is very smooth. You connect it to your computer. You know, once you have the app set up on your phone and you connect it to the Wi-Fi and stuff like that, it's seamless. So instant connectivity. So it's just a plug and play with USB or with Wi-Fi. You know, I don't need to transfer the files over to my computer because it's recording right onto my computer. So again, neat feature. That's another reason why I use this. There are a ton of features. As you can see, there's so many features on this. There's one that I missed. There's like a green screen feature, I believe. I don't know where it is right now, but I think it's one of this, but I don't know why it's not showing it, but maybe I need to be in some other sort of mode, but let's see. I don't remember seeing it, but there is a green screen feature and I do have it somewhere. I've recorded it before using green screen, and so that's neat. So there's a ton of features. You can, like, you know, blur the background, you can enhance your video using all these, you know, AR features available here. So all those options. So there's a ton of features, and ultimately, you know, it's really cool. You have overlays, watermarks. So if you want to make it even more professional and stuff like that, it gives you all the basics, and it's the UI is very user friendly. It's very intuitive. You know, you kind of get the hang of it right away. So it's not too complex or anything. So the UI is super easy to navigate, especially for beginners. So when I first started with this software, you know, I got the hang of it instantly. But yeah, so now moving over to cons and, you know, minor issues and things that can be improved if it's possible on the software end and if it's not my, you know, hardware. So first, occasionally, especially in 4K, and I'm sure you've noticed this earlier in my video, but there's like a lag. There's a lag, and, you know, my video footage will freeze like for like a second. And then other times the audio kind of gets delayed. It's not synced with the video. And both of this stuff I can fix in post-production. So usually for when a video freezes, I just put like a video of whatever I'm talking about, overlay it on top of me when I'm frozen. And then for audio, you can just move it around in post-production to sync it with the video. And so that's not a problem, but I don't know if that's the software or if it's my cable that I'm using to route to my computer, or if it's my phone getting too hot and things like that, that there is lag in those scenarios. You know, when it's connected like this, it's not fully perfect because it does have to use my phone camera and stuff like that. So I guess the data transfer or the signal going through these cables may not be perfect, and it lags from time to time. My phone does overheat because if I'm recording for long periods, my phone does overheat, but I do like the fact that it has a pause play option. So obviously, you know, there are USB cable or USB Type-C cable limitations. Maybe I don't have the best ones to account for it, so I do get lag. And it may also just be my laptop is struggling with the recording 4K. I have tried switching over to 1080p from time to time, and obviously I want the best quality, but 1080p seems to have less lag. But I've also noticed 1080p giving me issues as well. Like I still freeze from time to time, so like, you know, I might as well just use 4K. And for the most part, it's been good. Like for the most part, most of my videos work. There's a few minor things which I don't mind. I'm okay with it. I just find it to, you know, add a bit more creativity to my videos in the sense that, you know, when it freezes, and sometimes you don't know when it's gonna freeze, so it kind of adds this unknown to my video, like where am I gonna add a overlay. So that could be a little fun experiment, but I would like for that to not do that. And I haven't quite figured it out yet, but it's not a problem. It happens once in a while, not all the time, so it's not a big problem. Yeah, so whenever you are doing like a long video, I would recommend, you know, pause it from time to time, take breaks in between so it doesn't lag and stuff. Actually, surprisingly, it's been surprisingly good right now. Like it's not lagging at all. Like this is instant. So maybe also it needs some time for your phone to like fully get up to speed with it, and your computer to be fully connected with your phone type of thing. So maybe you need it to be, you know, open and recording for a while in order for it to fully sync. Also, I guess I am not recording, so maybe that's why it's not lagging. Anyways, so overall, I wish it didn't lag in 4K mode or even in 1080p, but I think that's more of my hardware and cable and my setup limitation than the software itself. I think the software is great because it works perfect with the... Here, let's switch over to the webcam. So it's gonna take a second, but as you can see with my webcam, it's not the best quality, but anyways, as you can see with the webcam, it's also instant. Like you're seeing this real time, you know? There is no lag or anything. So with the internal camera, it's been fine. So I am thinking the lag may just be due to using an external camera and all the data processing it may have to do, you know, sending signals back and forth from my computer to my phone. And, you know, I'm not fully sure how it works, but maybe that's causing it. Anyways, so the built-in webcam is definitely way better, but my built-in webcam is not the best. So I want to use my external phone camera for recording. Like I mentioned before, I do wish it had, you know, external camera support like Sony cameras and stuff like that. And maybe it does. I just don't know. Maybe I need to get a particular cable or something to connect my phone or my camera to the computer so that could work, but I have not quite experimented with that yet. So if you guys know anything, let me know in the comments and I'll try it out, but I'll also look into it later. But for now, I'm okay with just using my smartphone camera. So when it comes to the pricing and, you know, the value for the software, I think it's definitely worth it. So they have most of the features available in the free version, and that's what I've been using for like a year, and that did what I needed to do. But in order to unlock like full 4K and overall, you know, advanced tools and stuff where to record for longer and things like that, you do need to get their subscriptions. And so let me pull it up real quick. Let me see what their subscription model is like. So pricing, yeah. Okay, so you have the free version, and this has, you know, the regular stuff. There's no watermark, no ad, no spam. You know, you can use your device, high quality. I don't think you get 4K, but I was using it for the free version for a while now. Then I recently got the pro version. It's definitely worth it either way. So let me look at where's the actual pricing? Where's the actual price for this stuff? Okay, yeah, so I guess this is free, and this you have $49 per year. And then they have a lifetime. Okay, yeah, so they have a lifetime license for $100. So for yearly, 50, monthly, $9. And then if you want to get a lifetime license, then that's $100, which honestly, I think it's worth it. And I may eventually get it if I keep using the software. And, you know, I mean, I love the software. So maybe one day I'll just buy it. But for now, I do have the pro version. I think I have it for a year. So after that, maybe I will buy the full version, or we'll see how it goes from there. But this is the pricing for it. I think it's reasonably priced. I think $100 a year for a lifetime. I think it's definitely worth it, especially for the features that are available. But like I said, a lot of the features are also they just work in the free version. So if you have a decent camera and you don't need like the, you know, top of the line quality, this thing will do the job. Like if you get like an external webcam that's like, you know, 1080p or something, this should be able to record it in that. So can use it for those purposes. But so overall, I guess for my final thoughts for the software, I think it's a really well done software. It's a nice, neat package. It works great. So this is great for, you know, content creators. This is great for anybody who wants to record using their phone camera. Like if you don't have a professional camera, or you don't have a webcam, but you have a phone. Most people do have phones these days, so you can link that to your computer and just record right onto your computer and go from there. So you can use your phone camera, which are usually tend to be way better than your webcam. So that's the, you know, most, you know, neat feature of the software. That I think that's their most selling point here. So I would say this is great for anyone who wants to record or make shorts, or just, you know, record for the purposes of recording. You can also use this for streaming purposes. So once you have this linked up here, you can also, you know, get it up on OBS and then just have it all, you know, synced. I don't know if there's lag or anything. I'm not a streamer, so you guys let me know if you have tried that. But I know you can do that. I have tried it once, but I didn't really actually record anything. I was just trying to see if it would connect, and it does. So that's all neat and nicely done. So I would highly recommend this software if you want to record right onto your computer, hassle-free, and you want to get, you know, some nice features. Like some of these filters are neat, like the beauty filter or the portrait, or if you want to mute the background, or if you want to add another guy in your head, stuff like that. I know this is a funny one, so things like that. So I think it's neat, and visible is kind of funny too, I guess. I'd highly recommend it. Definitely check out my video descriptions for the links, you know, various links to actually get one yourself or get the software yourself. And let me know what you think of the software and if you'll actually use it or not. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and have a superb day. And thanks for watching.